the Shack. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. My name is Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and it's nearly 10 o'clock on a Thursday, which means it's time to doodle and get our creative hats on for an hour. Do a bit of mental yoga. Is anybody there? Paul, I hope that you're in the building with our friends. So if they have any questions, you can help them. And other than that, it's been a scramble getting here this morning. Traffic, weather, the usual. Anyway, park all that. Let's chill. Anybody there apart from me? Good morning, Jackie. Good to have your company. Dismal in Oxford. That's strong. Dismal. Yeah, it's a little bit dismal here too. Good morning, Julia. So what's the weather like where you are, my love? Good to have your company. Yeah, so we were spoiled, weren't we, this summer? And didn't we moan about the heat and the sun? Yeah, we did. Well, there you go. Someone was listening. You rock. Good morning, Pat. Good to have your company, Mrs. Hoskins. Right. Is it Hosking or Hoskins? No, it's gone. It's gone. Pat Hosking. No S, right? I remember. Right, come on in, because we're going to do something nice today. We finished our lovely floral doodles, our panel doodles. Jazz is already working on stamps for me, bless her. So let's have a look at where we were. Is it? No rush. It's just because I've been getting all excited, getting ready for this project today and the road ahead, because I is the bus driver, so I has to know where he's going. Come on in. Good morning, Paul. Yeah, Paul's here. Good. Janet, nice to have your company, Mrs. Chard. Let's have a look. Sound is nice and clear. Good. Yeah, well, do you know the good thing about bad weather is it takes us indoors, doesn't it? In the dry, doing craft. Aren't we lucky that we can? So last time we got together, if you recall, we were doing these lovely doodles. So we did our flowers, we did our roses. Do you remember the panels? Let me take my coffee out of the way. Right, we did that. And then we were colouring in with our mica powders, weren't we? You see that perfect pearl that added a shimmer to all our colours. That was rather clever, wasn't it? Right, can you see that okay? Let's have a look on the other camera. See if you can see it better there, the shimmer. Hey, let's have a look. Yeah. There, you can see it now. See, this has got a whole wash in the background. But all of them, they've all got a lovely shimmer on them. So that's rather nice. Very nice finish, isn't it? There you go, see? Very good. So I thought we would explore that a little bit more and do some more colouring, painting really, with these minerals, with these mica powders, because they're really lovely and they work beautifully with the pergoliners, you know, with the pencils, with the B pencils as well. So that's worth knowing, that you can work on top, you can stamp on them. So I thought today what would be a really good idea is to get to grips with them, get to know how they work. And then once we've done that, then we'll use our poppets, our postcards. So we're not worrying about the doodling now, right? Because the doodling, that was last week. What we're going to do now is use our poppet postcards as the vehicles to actually learn. So we don't have to worry about the line art. Our friend Marina Fedotova has given us the line art, and then so it's like we doodled it, right, with a micron pen, except she did it for us, and it's very beautiful. And so we've got these postcards, right? For those of you, many of you already have them, but many of you don't, I'm sure. So these are the postcards, and if you fancy them, Paul will pop the link. He'll pop the Poppet postcard link in for you. See, let's just go through them. There are packs of 12 postcards, 12, 12 and 12. And what we've got here is really beautiful quality postcards. They can take the water, they can take the paint, right? And what we've done is we've got 6 different designs. These ones, for example, are flowers. But what we did was we made one large, one small. So the idea is that you can really get to grips with colouring on that one. And then on this one, you can doodle a background in. Now, I turned this place upside down looking for the ones that I've already done. Can't find them. My guess is they're at home. So I'll find them by next week, I'm sure. Yeah, but it's neither here nor there. We've done loads of them. You've got them yourself. Okay, but what I will do is somewhere there's a folder with all the finished ones in. Can't find it. Say la vie. Right, don't sweat the small stuff. That's what we say. But you can see here, you've got large, you've got little. Lots of space around the small one to do your doodling. Beautiful birthday scenes. These make gorgeous cards and toppers. See, I know we've done this because I remember doing the white resist on the with the pencil to make dots on her dress. See, and then petite, you take a micron pen and then you doodle lovely landscapes in. That's pretty cool. Lovely cards. Look, lovely artwork by Marina. Just beautiful. See, little large, little large, little large. Some of them are landscape to afford you that that luxury of doing something landscapey, and some of them are tall when they're small. See, so see, tall. So I could see that one with a beautiful, like a grandfather clock or something nice in the background. That'd be rather adventurous, wouldn't it? How are you anyway? You all right? How's it going? Still smiling? Yeah, good. Have a sip. Then we'll have a look at the Christmas ones. Okay? The Christmas and the Poppet ones, they kind of they are now perfect, really. I think they're just right for this season. Let's have a look at them, just in case you haven't got them. So the Christmas ones, they're rather lovely. I know we've done quite a few of these. I love this one. I can't find the big one, though. She's gorgeous. Look, and they're lovely artwork, aren't they? Look, little large, little large. So then we got little large. Yeah, this is a gorgeous one. Always reminds me of Tina Cox because she did a formidable piece of artwork on parchment with this. Absolutely beautiful black monochrome. Something that we could maybe do afterwards. I'd like to explore that a bit more. Aren't they lovely? So these are the Christmassy ones. And then we've got the whimsy ones, which are the fairy, beautiful, delicate ones. There, I like these. These are pretty, but real cute. Long legs, long stockings. Nice, eh? These are really cool stockings, I have to say. I'm fed up with socks that ride down when I put my boots on, because it's boot weather now, eh? So these are ideal. Up over the knee, I say. Little frog, look. Lovely little detail in these. So these are pretty. I remember doing this one with you already. She's very pretty, isn't she? So they work well together. You can make a whole set of them. They are a collection, you see. Little and large every time. That's the little one for that one. There, look. Nice. There you just make your landscape, you see. You can stamp a landscape if you feel inclined. Right, so that's what we're going to do. And we are going to use, let's see, which one have I settled on? Let me just check. We're going to use this one. I've already done. It's one I did earlier because I wanted to, let me just, bear with me a minute because I've obviously used the one out of my pack. Look, you see the shimmer? It's really pretty. So I thought we would, there, look. Coloured in with mica powders. Isn't that nice? Using them as paint. I rather like that look because it's delicate. Look, can you see? See that? Really nice. And the more layers you apply, the more beautiful it gets. So, for example, her jacket, you can see. And the thing about it is that the line art, if provided that you've got the consistency right with the mica powder and water mix, that's all it is. It acts as a kind of a holder. It's great, and you can really do some beautiful work with this. So that's something to consider. Now, let me just think for a minute. While I just have a look at that while I dig out what I'm looking for, because I had them in front of me, and now I have lost them. I'm sure the whimsy one, I know I had a pack of them, but I need this little girl. Let me just see. I mean, I can use one of the other little girls. Stay there a minute while oh, here they are. Where else would they be? But in my handbag, of course. Right, let's take a brand new pack. While you're getting all your bits together, you're going to need, if you're doing this with me, you need your postcards. You need your perfect pearls. We've put together a little bundle because I was doing this and I thought, well, do you know, really, what would be ideal if we're going to learn to paint with mica powders? What would be ideal is a little bundle so that you've got everything. Because the thing about this is, let me show you. I've got mine already got. Look, mine's already set. I've got this palette, and even when it's bone dry, see, I don't want to waste all that beautiful mineral. So when it's bone dry, I can just go in with a wet paintbrush and reactivate it again. So I'm not going to waste that. So I was thinking, right, so what about if we put together a little bundle for you with a mix mat, so you've got a permanent mica powder palette, if you like, right? Because I know that we do sell them in pairs, those mix mats, but then if you've got to keep cleaning it off if you're going to, it seems a bit of a shame with these, because these are so good and they work, they complement, if you like, they complement other colors, which is great. Then the other thing we've got, because I'm going to use these, is these little brushes. So we picked the small ones. I've already loaded them with water. Right, really, right, I'm going through the paces with you now of what we're going to use. I've got the large ones on the go. And look, I've written on them, so I know blue, gold, pearl, and a spare, a cleaner, right? But you can see all I've done is write on them. These are old as gold. They're my old ones. But I thought, well, we put together a little inexpensive bundle. So what we've got is the 3 pearls, the mix mat, one mix mat, because that's all you need. We call it a perfect pearl mix. That's the mica powder mix mat. And we won't even put a label on it. And then the three pens reserved for the 3 colours. So these are cool. And then what we'll do, I've already filled mine with water. That's easy. You just the thread's weird. It's round the wrong way for me, but it works. You just under the tap, fill it in like that. If you want it to be long, take the lid off there, put that on the bottom. There you are. Okay, that's how it works. If you squeeze, these are good. I'm not product bashing, but there are water brushes and there are water brushes. And these ones are brilliant actually because they don't gush. They hold the water. So you get just the right amount. They're good. And also the other thing I wanted to point out, I've just noticed that I forgot to mention. Okay, if you get the 3 little ones, let me just show you. If I take the lids off, right, 1, 2, 3, you can see you've got 3 different size nibs. See, small, medium, and large, which is handy too. Right, so there's a large, medium, and small. If you want to mix, what I like about these as well, let me say something. When you use these over a period of time, as you're using them, right? If you use the gold one, you use the gold one with this one. What will happen is, as you squeeze, you're gently releasing gold into the water. And then that way you get a natural shimmer. This is your gold shimmer pen, right? Without actually loading mica powder in here and running the risk of clogging it up. This is my experience, right? So you've got your 3 different pens for your 3 different colours. They mix beautifully as well. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to use the largest one for my pearl because it's probably the one I'll go to most. So I'll write pearl on there. I think the smallest one, what have we got, is going to be blue because blue is definitely the darkest colour, right? Blue. And then gold's going to be in the middle, gold. There we go, gold. So now I know that those 3 pens are going to be used for those 3 things. And if I put a piece of copy, let's get rid of all these packets here. I still haven't opened the packet to find me whimsy project thing yet. Let me just open this up. These are great Christmas presents as well, you know, for crafty children, or let me just find, for anybody really. They make lovely. Let me just find the one I'm after. There she is, that one there. And then I'll take the little one as well, because that's the one we're gonna. Right, okay, all sorted. Cracked open another packet. Oh, how wasteful, Gray. But there you go. One of the advantages of being the owner of the company. Right, so let's have a look at this and let's get started, shall we? How are you anyway? Hey, let's not rush. No need to rush. That's the whole idea of this, isn't it? Morning, Catherine. Good morning. Good to have your company. It's very good to have your company. It's nice. I was going to go and see my mum today, but she's very unwell. And she said to me, she's got a really bad chest infection. And it's quite worrying, really. But she said, do not come over, because it's her birthday tomorrow as well. She said, do not come over today, because I was going to go and stay the night with her and hang with her and watch a Catherine Cookson film with her. Our favourite thing to do together. Kentucky Fried Chicken in a paper bag and a Catherine Cookson meal. I mean, a Catherine Cookson film, I mean. Don't get better than that. But she said, don't come over today. The Catherine Cookson meal film won't go away. And the Kentucky Fried Chicken in a paper bag won't go away either. So she said, stay where you are. I'm sad that I can't go and visit her and look after her. But she said, listen, you've got 100 and how many women coming to next week, and Ken, to the retreat. She said, you want to be the super spreader? You want to give it to everyone? I said, no, not really, Mum. She said, whether you stay where you are, I will be fine. It's worrying, isn't it? But I understand her, and I am going to take her advice. Not because I don't want to see her, but because I really do not want to. It's not even about me catching it. It's about me carrying it, you know. So there you go. And no, it's not COVID. We tested. She's not got COVID. She's just got a really bad chest infection, you know. And the antibiotics are not doing any good at all. Right. But there you go. Lots of love and kisses, good energy going to Mum. And a big bunch of flowers. Got to get that sorted as well. Right. Okay, come on. Let's do this thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a bit of colour underneath, white, so you can see where we're headed. Right, can you see that all right? Right, so we've got our 3 pens. I'm going to put my right glasses on, and then I'm going to show you. I love this. I think it's really nice. Works in layers. Okay, works in layers. It's cool, isn't it? And then we'll put these through their paces on her, and then once we've done that, we'll have a look at something else while we're loading this. I'm going to pretend I haven't got an existing one. I'm just going to go with what we've got here. So I'm going to make my palette up now. Right, make my palette up. It's a good idea. You don't want much. You can always add it, right? But shake it up a little bit, just in case it's got a little bit blocky, right? Just shake it up. Jackie Coolin birthday today. Happy birthday, Jackie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, dear Jackie. Happy birthday, dear Jackie. Come on, all sing. Happy birthday to you. There you go. I bet she's smiling now. Got hundreds of people singing happy birthday to you, all in different houses, and all the husbands are going, what's going on? It's not my birthday. And stop calling me Jackie. Oh, Barbara, stop larking about. Right, come on. Okay. Let's get this going. So the first thing we want to do is make our little palette. 3 colours, un, deux, trois. That's what we'll do. And I'm just gonna put a little measure, that'll do, of Perfect Pearl. Start with Perfect Pearl. All right. And then I think I'll do blue now, because Blue's the one that I'll want to dilute. I'm telling you, I will. I don't matter if it's got a little bit of perfect pearl on it. Right. Blue's the one that I'll want to dilute with the white, because you get so many different blues, so many different shades of blue. Right, but now I'm not going in the blue with the blue into the gold, because I'll get a green, and I'm not keen. I don't want green. Not today, anyway. It does look good though when you do it. Hang on. Okay. Right. Bit of gold. That'll do. Right. So we've got our gold. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That'll do. So put your lids on so you don't have a calamity. And then we'll get started, eh? Right. Let's take that away from there because I don't want to go green. I don't want to go green, she said, licking the tissue. That'll do. Right. So I filled up my 3 things. And now I'm going to... Do you remember we had a look at this, didn't we? We had a look at how to do this. Right. So let's have a look. Rather than blob water into there, let's put water away from, like that. And then, and I'll tell you another thing that I thought was really easy to do. If you just flatten it like that, what you'll find is it's a lot easier to mix it up when you flatten it. There you go. Okay, that'll do. Rather than... Now let's do it. Okay, pearl. Pearl's a singer. Let me get my 3 colours going. They're in front of me. Right, white next. Let's go in here. Perfect pearls. You've got to get the right consistency, but first of all, we want to get a wash down. We're going to do a wash. See, that's rather nice. Can you see this okay? Right, so there's my white done. And I'm just going to put the lid back on. So that's loaded now. See, and what's lovely is it does drip into the water brush. That's really cool, you know. Let's do this one next. Right, blue. Okay, in we go. Round circular motions. Let's bring the blue in bit by bit. Put up her. Nice. There we go. So we've got some blue. You don't have to use it all. You can always bring it in as you need it, can't you? But the more you bring in, the darker it will get, and you'll see. You'll see. Right, so now I've done my blue. Right, so I'll pop that in there like that. I'm just preparing my palette. Preparing my palette for my Poppet postcards. Right, here we go. And gently bring it in. It's quite nice to do as well. That's the other thing. Actually, not quite nice. It's really nice to do. See, and as you bring in there we go. Gold's gorgeous. And we're going to work in layers on this one. It's nice. Have you ever tried, if you stamp, if you're a stamper, right, you stamp in Versamark or an embossing pad, right, with clear pads, and then you dust. So you stamp your image, let's say on black card or white card, right? And then you stamp your image on the card, shiny card, the clarity card, beautiful for this. And then you dust with the mica powders over the top. Now, this is the only thing I would say, and I've said this many times. If you do that, 2 things to do first, right? Especially if you're working on the coated stock, right? Dust the coated stock with talc before you begin, because these perfect pearls, the Ranger mica powders, they have what's called a built-in binder. They bind. You don't have to. There are other ones where you have to seal it, otherwise you just put your finger through it. These ones, when you buff, right, when you buff, they seal. They have a binder, so you don't have to go back in and don't have to do anything over the top, right? So that means if you put a coat of talc down, when you buff afterwards, I'll do a little demo when you know, during the course of the next couple of weeks. I'll do a demo for you so you see. But when you buff, the mica powder doesn't stick to the card, you see, because you've made a wall of talc. So when you're buffing it, otherwise you do that and all of a sudden it's just sticking because you're grinding it into the cardstock. Tip number 1. Second tip, if your Versamark is dry, that's brilliant. So if you've got an old, dirty Versamark, dirty, right, That's the one you want for this job. Otherwise, you ink it up, blot it, and then plot it. You don't want too much of the ink, because otherwise, again, it makes the image fatter. It swells the image, you see? So that's worth knowing. Those are the 2 tips. Talc before you start, ink blot plot, or an old, tired Versamark pad. But we'll do a demo with it if you like not next week. Right, next week. Note in the diary, Monday, Thursday, no shack, because we've got the Pergamano retreats at the Spa Hotel, the iconic building on Mount Ephraim in Tunbridge Wells, rather lovely. So so Monday and Thursday there won't be a shack, but the week after, Monday, I don't know what date that is, but it'll be like the 14th, the 21st, 22nd, must be the 24th. We'll be back. Is that right, Paul? Is it the 24th Monday? Do check for me. Right, now let's have a look. The only other thing you need is, I would say, a piece of paper towel, so that you've got a lot more control over the amount of mica you're painting with if you've got a little piece of paper towel. There you go. Right, and we are ready to rock and roll. There you go. Not so much, is it? So you've got your 3 pens. I would say we play it safe. Always play it safe. Start with the lightest one. So we're going to go with Pearl. Yeah, Pearl. So Jackie Cooling, are you doing anything nice on your birthday? Hey? Shame about the weather. Let's put down a layer of Pearl on her wings, shall we? You won't be able to see it very well, but it is there, very much so. Can you see? Very much so. So let's do a thin wash, if you like, of Pearl. Here we go. And you'll see it's just lovely and shimmery. So pull it down. These brushes are pretty good because they've got such a tall... I've got the right glasses on. I wish I had the wrong glasses on because I can't see what I'm doing. Right, there you go. So we pull that down. Nice. We'll start again. See, it holds a lot of the mica. Here we are. Nice. You can pick up, load a bit more, blot it so it's not too wet. See how it just moves around? So it's pretty cool, you know. So what I wanted to do really was use the beautiful Poppet postcard. I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, really, because we're going to use the lovely Poppet postcard to put just to get the feel for the mica powders, right? So we know how they work and how they behave. You know, you just put them through their paces. At the same time, you're making a nice piece of artwork. So that's pretty cool. Right, so there's a white. Let's do a lovely perfect pearl. So we've done that on the... See if you can see that. Yeah, there it is. These tend to dry with a shimmer. When you put them on first, they don't look that shimmery. And there's when it dries, it's always got a shimmer, right? The more mica powder you use, the more minerals you use, the more metallic it will get. Okay, you can do that in layers, but I feel, and you know, like I say, I'm no expert, but this is only what I've figured out. If you put down a wash, remember we talk about a glaze when we're doing watercolor. If you put down like a glaze, if you like, with a thin layer, a diluted layer of the mica powder, then when you go back in with the next layer, it's got a bit of tooth. It's got something to grip to. And when it's dry, definitely worth drying in between layers. But when it's dry, you can go in with the B pencils and you can create the most beautiful... It's like oh, it's so lovely when you go in with the pencils because you've got that lovely powdery surface to work on. It's really cool. Okay, now let's have a look. Fish and chips tonight, Jackie. Nice, very nice. So we've used that one, and then where's the lid? Top tip, always put the lid on the end, Barbara. Right, so that's that. Let's go to the gold now. Let's go to the gold. And I want to do, I'm going to do the gold of this. See the gold? Just real light though, and her hair and the little animal. Right, let's do that. So let's have a look what we've got. Maybe squish a bit of water to dilute it. There we are, you see. Because you can always add it, but it's not so easy to take it away. Right. So now we're using the gold. We're going to sweep through here. Here we go. Nice thin layer. Comes out lovely. There we go. And the other thing about Marina's artwork is because it is so wispy and sketchy, if you venture out over the lines, I mean, I'm being a bit picky here, but if you venture out over the lines, it's not the end of the world, is it? It isn't anyway. Look, we could even take let's dilute it a bit more. There we go. So now we've got a real white, light, watery. So where it gets really light down the bottom here, you could just run straight over the top like that. Doesn't matter if you go out. Look, let's just sweep it through like that. There you go. Looks good to me. You can dilute it if you feel you've put too much down. And you can do this when it's dry. Water just reactivates it. There, doesn't that look nice? Okay, so we've got that down. Let's do her hair. Quite watery. Let's go. Look, 1, 2, 3 generations here. Bit too watery. Let's do it like that one. There, that's good. Right, so we'll just add a little bit of. Oh, it's too watery, Grey. That'll do. It's never too watery, but what it means is I've just got to wait quite a while for it to dry. That's all. That's all. Still lovely though. I mean, let's face it, the reason we do this is to relax and focus, isn't it? See, what's nice is you don't lose the line art either. We've got a little bit of, there we go. Gold hair, nice. Wispy. You can go out beyond with her hair. There you go. Cool. Let's put a layer of gold in her jacket. No, put that on there, Grey. See, a little jacket and her boots. Let's have a look. And the animal. Let's do the animal. Let's do a wash with the animal first. A wash. There you go. So we're establishing what colours are going where. Okay, let's do that. There we go. There you go. Just a nice thin wash. A bit too much water. Just to move it around. It shimmers, it's lovely. There's nothing quite like it. There. And you can, the other thing about this is you can combine. So at the moment we're just using pure colour, aren't we? Let's put some shoes. Here you go. So make a nice little set, this will. There you go. So you drop some in, look. We're going to make these quite dark, these shoes, aren't we? They're really going to be gold slippers. Right, and then I want to make her jacket as well, gold. So I'll go in that middle one. There we go. And we'll do a couple of layers. Pretty. So I start with the lighter colour, then I move to the next colour. See? So we started with the perfect pearls, the pearly colour, and then we're going to go to the gold. I think I do that because I've got more of a feel by the time I get to the dark colour of what I need to do. That's all. Everybody happy? Everybody relaxed? I hope so. Hey, there you go. Whatever's going on in your life, all I can assure you is, and reassure you, this too shall pass. Whether it's good or bad, actually, everything carries on and it passes eventually, doesn't it? Let's do some stripes on the socks as well. I'm going to do the large, I'm going to put the gold in the larger sections of the socks. There you go, easy. Just wash that through. It's definitely socks and boots weather here in the southeast of England. What about where you are? There, that's nice. So you let that dry. So we've done the hair. Oh, there's a little bit more gold round here, isn't there? Let's do that lovely sweep here. See around the back of her here. Thing is, because we're keeping each brush, we're reserving each brush, it's not so bad, is it? You don't have to keep cleaning it. And because the brushes are water brushes, they come loaded. Well, they don't come loaded, you load them. But what I mean is, as you're going, they're just damp. It's so good. It's so good. It's just really easy to use. So let's have a look. We've done the gold. Let's move this out for a minute. Let's check it out. Right, first generation of colour gone down on the gold here, the gold there. We've done the gold there, there. A little bit. I've gone a little bit heavier on the gold on the first generation here, only because I know that sometimes it's not so easy to see what I've done. Right. So let's just see what it looks like on the third camera. Let's see if we could see the gold. Can you see the silver and the gold? Let's see if how do I hold it? I'd be like a rubbish presenter on TV, wouldn't I? There. Can you see the shimmer? I can't see a blooming thing without my glasses on. Right, let's have a look. Shake it all about. Right, you can see the silver. You can see the gold, sort of. You can see where it's thicker. Yeah? Excellent. Right, there, you can see it there. Look, if I don't move it. See it? It's really nice. And if, for example, we want to add, I'll just leave it at that angle there. Let's add a little bit more gold to this little fella here. Our little mate. Let's add a little bit more gold to shade. There you go, on his tummy. And maybe down at the base of his tail. So he's starting to shade. It's really nice. There you go. Cool. Let that dry. And while we've got the gold in our hand, let's add a real thick layer. See? Then you pull it down where you want it to. Get a real thick layer on that foot. Nice. It's always best to let it dry, really, before the next layer. Otherwise, you just start pushing it around, if you know what I mean. If it's dry, it works better. Right, but that already looks good, doesn't it? Right, so we've done the gold. Number 3, blue. Boom, 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 boom. That's so blue. I'm showing my age now, aren't I? Right, let's go overhead again. Oh no, Zara, you didn't, did you? Did you? Oh no. Zara Axton has managed to open the gold upside down. Oh, Zara. Christmas come early at your house. If you open it like that, you're going to get a real gold shower. Oh no. Well, I bet you're having a party at the moment. I've got a lovely piece of artwork I'm going to show of yours just to cheer you up. I've got it over here, Zara. I was saving it. I'm saving it. Right, hang on a minute. So while Zara's stumbling around trying to figure out what on earth to do with all the gold that she's poured everywhere, I'm sure. Top tip, usually the lid's got the writing on it and you open it lid facing upwards. I'm not being patronising. I'm just saying it does help. Right, blue next. Let's go, blue. All right, let's have a look at the blue. See what we've got. Now we'll add a little bit of water, so a gentle squeeze. And let's just add a coat of blue. Let's just start with a coat of blue. go in here and we'll just lay down the blue where we want it to be. So then we know that that's the area we're going to work on. It's like putting a glaze down, really, isn't it, before you go in. Right, let's have a look. It's nice to use. Very nice to use. A bit more of a wash, I think I need. Because the blue's quite strong, isn't it? There you go. It's like when you do the watercolour painting. If you add a little glaze of water before you start, then the next, when you go in with more, it flows better. It flows. There we are. So there's your blue. That's come out nice. Right, so we've got a nice undercoat of blue now. I'm going to put a little bit of blue in the parcel. I'm sorry I got so sad on Monday. It caught me. It came at me by surprise, you know, when I get... It's not even... Well, I think I thought about it afterwards, and I think I just got very sad thinking about Sam, my friend Sam. I think it just got to me. But what we were talking about, the actual, you know, the whole theory that creatives should share their creativity, that you shouldn't keep it back, you know, you shouldn't hold back. If you've figured something out, you know, if you've figured something out with your art, share it. If you've done something really nice, share it and tell people what you used and how you made it, you know. I think that's the essence of creativity and art, is to share your knowledge. You know, I think some of the masters back in the day, let's call them masters for want of a better word, I think sometimes they hit upon a trick or a recipe or a technique, and they kept it for themselves because they didn't want to share it, because they wanted to be special and different. There you go. That's the simplest way to put it. And also, maybe they didn't want to share it because they didn't want somebody else to take that idea and then be better than them. You see? Me personally, I accepted a long time ago that there's always going to be somebody better than me, everywhere, at any level, doing anything. You know, even making a cup of tea. Jazz is better at it than me, you know. And so once you accept that, then you can enjoy what you're doing. One, it's not a competition. Who cares if there's somebody better than me, right? As long as I'm cool with what I'm doing, that's the main thing. And I think that's one of the most important things that we've kind of nurtured in the shack, is that there are no judges. This is no competition. This is purely for joy. It's purely for getting out of your head, so to speak, and getting with your hands. Do you know what I mean? So that was what I was trying to say on Monday, except I got caught short in my head because I used Sam Crow as an example, who is amazing for sharing her knowledge. Most of us are, and Linda Williams is as well. But Sam's just going through it at the moment. Terrible. You know, when her husband died, it's just not good. And so so I was talking about her and how brilliant her artwork has, how her artwork has evolved, and I suppose it was just thinking about Sam just made me sad. There you go. Cool. See, once you let it dry and you go in with the next layer, oh, it comes up like 18 karat, I'm telling you, girls. Right. And Ken. Let's have a look. Just need to make sure it's not too watery. So you just use your palette. See, and I'm not wasting any of this because this is going to be my palette. I'm speaking for you now. You don't have to wipe it away. You get yourself the little bundle with the mix mat. There you go. See, look at the difference, how it just pops. And you can go to 100% opacity on the gold and the blue, and go as dark and vibrant and beautiful, or as wishy-washy and landscapey, which brings me to the next thing I wanted to show you. Let me just show you while we're waiting for something to dry, because I thought this would be a great way to, a great place to, let's say, a great direction to take. There you go. Let me just let that dry for a minute, because I can see I'm going to spoil this if I keep fiddling with it. And then and I'll show you something. We'll just put this to one side, because if she doesn't dry, see, then what happens is you keep fiddling and you start pushing the mica powder and you get little mounds of it. So you've got to let it dry in between. So I was thinking we could do a really nice landscape. So let me show you this little thing that I did earlier. Very, very simple. Can you see this? Right, so all that is a little piece of, you know, our stencil card that we cut into quarters, 3.5 by 3.5. There you go. So there's a little one of those. Okay. And all I've done is made a little tiny watery landscape. So my thoughts on this are, let's see, so there's a little bit of gold, a little bit of pearl, a few clouds, got a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of mist going on, and then now it's completely dry. Now I want to stamp on it, you see. But I was thinking this would be, for my taste, I think this would be a really nice thing to investigate, how to make some hills so we can blend the blue and the gold, and you can make the most beautiful greens. I tested it. I'm telling you, you can. But this would be lovely. In a couple of weeks' time, this would be a really, really nice place to travel. And I want to show you, because then I was thinking, right, if that's where we're headed, right there. Let me just move this out of the way, because I can see it coming, Zara. Right. So this is going to be our little, a series of them, not just one, lots of different ones, different colors, different skies. Yeah. But lots of little tiny pictures like this. And then I was looking at the different stamps that we're going to use. So let me show you. Before I show you the artwork, let me show you the stamps, because many of you have probably got these. I think these are brilliant. When we did the retreat in the summer in Ditton, we launched a couple of these. Do you remember we did them? So I want to show you the artwork. We did them on TV. They sold out like that. Because my thoughts on this are this kind of background wash, you know, with hills and what have you, right? This would be perfect. But what you want is a silhouette stamp over the top. So this isn't a silhouette, but it works really nicely, right? This is a Jazz Barbara collaboration. Let's call it that. So we've got these seed heads. We've got the trees. We've got the meadow. These are beautiful, these meadow flowers, really nice. And then we've got my personal favourite, which is these seed heads. Right, so you've got these 4 sets. And let me show you some of the artwork, because I think the reason I'm showing you this is because if you want to join in and make some little landscape art like this, then you need to get the stamps and the mica powders, because next week is the parchment retreat. We've got a whole week for you to order it and for us to get it to you before we begin this arty landscapey project on the Monday, which is the 24th, is correct. Thank you very much. Right, because I think it would be really lovely, you know. And I've got a little bit more time. The bus driver's got a bit more time to work out a few other little tricks and tips. So if you want to get on that particular bus, on the mica powder landscapes bus, right, then this is the gear you need. And these stamps are just exquisite. And if they weren't, I wouldn't say so. So there's the little mica powder background. Now let's have a look at these pictures, and we'll have a look at what we've got, because this is the magic of them. Look, I'll show you. Let's just take a couple of different pictures. Look, there's a tree one. There's a tree one. Look, see? So look at, check it out, right? So when you look at this one here, let's just look at this picture here. This is really cool. And you've got to see the detail on these is crazy. So this one here, if you go to this particular set, this is this flower here, right? See the black, but the heads aren't coming from this same set. The heads are actually, look, I found this in the tree. So if you look, see that tree there? That's the head of that one. Ink, blot, plot. First generation ink, second generation ink. Nice. Look. And you know what these are? These are from the companion papers, the little swatch papers. Isn't that lovely? And you can you see the embedders? I don't see if you can. I'm not sure you can see the embedder on that. Let me just check. You'll see them. See the embedder? Nice. And the stamps are on offer 4 for 3. Ooh, that's a good price if you're in the club as well. Right, so let's just work our way through these art pieces because they're rather nice. So that one you see there, this one, it's the same. Now check this out. This is the same base as that one, Look, I've used the same 2 little flowers, this one, every time. Catra, look, check it out. Right, completely different flowers. On this one, I've used that one there, that one, see, over the top. That's pretty cool, isn't it? On this one, I've used this little teardrop one to make a flower. Look, see, these are all the swatches. You only have to turn it over. See the other colours on the back. Look. Right, so we've made a little pair of flowers. Now here I've used this leaf, and here I've used that little leaf. Look, and then just dragged in. Doesn't that look pretty? I know. I think so too. Okay. So, and then here, this one, this is just playtime now, right? So this one here, I've used the grass off this set, and then the trees. See the trees we didn't even look at earlier. See the trees here? There's the tree there. And then this tree, the swirly tree, see it? It's just different heights. So you just don't ink up as much as you want. Just hang off the edge of the ink pad. Isn't that nice? So that's that one. Now, where do we find this tree? So you can see the embedder. See it? Right, now where do we find this tree? Oh, well, it's not on the trees. There it is. So here we've got the poplar trees. Look, these leaves make fantastic poplar trees. Look, isn't that cool? So the leaves become trees. There you go. So those are the 4 sets that we're going to put them through their paces because I think they're beautiful, and especially in conjunction with a really nice cloudy, watery. We'll do hills. We'll do all sorts. I'll figure it out, friends. Right, and now look. So here we go. This is when you take these pieces and you turn them into artworks. So this is rather nice. Can you see? I'm not seeing the embedders because they really there. Now you can see it. See the embedder where it looks like a printed image. So there's that one, right? Same but different. Look, using different heads with the different flowers, different leaves. Look, check it out. Now this one, doodle time. So here we've taken the 3 flowers and we've doodled leaves in. So this is going to be really useful when we start making our little sets. Right, that's rather nice. Then now let's look at the larger ones from the top just to see. Oh, look. Zara Axton, she who just upended the gold mica powder. I happen to have a beautiful little piece of artwork by hers. Look, there you go, by her good self. And she's used the seeds, the pods. Isn't that lovely? Hey? Oh no, I love that one. What else we got? Oh yeah, there you go. So now this is using the masks. Do you remember we did that in the workshop in the summer? And then this one is that tiling idea, panels. What a difference it makes. You know, it's just a little tiny piece of artwork. Look, it's only that. So you take that, and because you work it backwards on a piece of designer paper, and that look nice. That'd be quite nice as well. That's a better colour. So you see how you can, just by trimming it back, how you can make a nice piece. And then this one, right, so this is a nice one. So you've got that. You use the designer paper because the colours are just there for you. And then this one. This is lovely. I love this. Talk about less is more. Right, so you can see. Then you pop that on there, that on there, that on there. And Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. See? And you know that this added shimmer, the metallic shimmer, this is just ink, matte, right, flat. It's lovely. Gosh, it's very nice. But what I want to do is explore stamping these images, getting these beautiful compositions onto our mica powder backgrounds. There you go. That's what we're going to do next time. In the meantime, we've still got 5 more minutes to add another layer to our lovely little Poppet postcards. See? So if you want to join the landscapes bus, then please do. Yeah, I'll leave it there because I've just we've got another thing coming up, which is mind-blowing, but one thing at a time. So we'll start with this and then we'll build on it. We'll build on it. We will become landscape artists. Start small though. Start small. Keep it simple. Kiss. Right, so let's have a look. So this is dried now, but you can see because I was pushing it around and not letting it dry, it's got a different texture. It's quite, yeah, see it's dry now. This one's as smooth as you like. This one's gone a bit lumpy. That's only because I was impatient. Now, let's take a generation of blue now. Let's take some blue, like this. Now, one more thing I want to mention. At 11 o'clock, which is exactly 3 minutes from now, our lovely Tina is going to be on Create and Craft. 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock, she's going to be on Create and Craft doing the Pergamano show for us. So she got up very early to go and do that for us. So please join her because she's got some exquisite bijou plates. We took some of her beautiful Christmas plates and we reduced them in size because we felt that they just lent themselves beautifully to the smaller size. So she's on at 11 o'clock. So do go and join her because she has always got something amazing in her back pocket to show us, hasn't she? See how you can build the colour though? It's so nice to do, you know? And you can get a whole, because of these pens, you can wash the whole colour down. Look, if you want it to be. I quite like the going into the white. Doesn't that look pretty? See? And then if you want, you can add a bit of shadow where the pleats are. There we are. Add a bit of shadow in there if you fancy it. And you know what? Just have a play. Doesn't that look pretty? And you've got different generations of depth of mica powders. You don't have to throw this away. I would suggest, see where the white is still powdery, I would dilute it. I'd definitely paste it up so that it doesn't, because if it's, look, I've only got to blow that and it's going to come off, isn't it? But yeah, and keep your pen separate. Let this dry, and then you can, if you want to. It's just my suggestion. And then build up your layers. But honestly, be sure to let the layers dry in between. There you go. And I think that'll do because I want you to just have time to flick the kettle on and make a cup of tea and then go and watch Tina. Go and watch Tina. That'll be an hour very well spent, I guarantee it. Okay, Paul, thanks very much for your help, and thank you for joining us, my friends, and I'll see you not next week but the week after on the 24th, and then we'll go to town on these beautiful little mignonette landscapes. All right, go easy, be safe, take